What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Reezy Talks, the Reezy Resells show, whatever you want to call it. This is episode number 79. And today we're going to be talking about selling hype stuff like Supreme products and apparel, streetwear, limited edition stuff. When you see people posting their Nike Got 'em screens, this is what we're going to be talking about. And the goal with this show is to just get you guys in the game, hopefully understand the framework, and maybe be able to make some money with some of this stuff. So joining me today is my friend Flip Flip. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Flip Flip.
So what's your name, by the way, man?
Dylan.
Dylan. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So Dylan goes by at Flip Flip on Instagram, and he also has a podcast. I believe it's called the Flip Flip Podcast, correct?
Yeah, I think it's something weird like Flip Flip online resellers, but if you just type in
throw
Flip
some
Flip,
keywords in there.
Yeah,
it's in the description down there too, guys. So you can click on that, and I think he posts 3-4 times a week. So pretty cool to check that out. He was one of the persons that was recommended to be on the show by the audience when I reached out to the audience and asked who they would like to have on the show. So, yeah, we're glad to have you. But without, further ado, how long have you been in the game and what have you been up to?
Oh, man, I've been reselling for less than 2 years now. So I would say, sophomore season. Started out just, learning from this guy, eBay Kirk, on YouTube. I was trying to play baseball, and right before my minor league tryout, they said they pulled it and they're no longer doing it. And I was like, crap, like I need to make money. I need to do something. I'm working at Starbucks. So I went on YouTube. I used to listen to Gary Vee without even being in the flip game, and just for that motivation and that positivity.
Definitely.
And that guy, man, I pay so much respect. But in the suggestions, I saw eBay Kirk, who's another reseller on YouTube, and went to a Goodwill. The first time I didn't find anything. Went back a second time, found a big score, and from there I just turned my studio apartment into a mini warehouse, and just started from there.
So are you full-time right now?
I am. I just walked out of my job last Friday, so that was quite the feeling.
Awesome. What were you doing?
I was working at a bank, Citibank.
Okay. And family situation? You got kids? Are you married?
I just got married.
Congratulations.
We just got a house. Yeah, man.
Double congratulations, man.
Yeah. So
and you went on a honeymoon too, right?
Yeah, we went to Denver, Colorado.
That's a hat trick, baby. That's a hat trick.
Yeah. And I even this whole time I've just been eating shit. I don't know if you can curse, but
yeah, feel free, man.
Yeah, I just ate shit for these 2 years, just flipping sneakers, Supreme, thrift stores are where it's at. First year did about $30K plus my salary job. And just like I said, I worked out of a $600 a month rent studio apartment, and just started to grow.
So just grinding after you get off work, and on the weekends and stuff.
Oh man, I would go to work. I would be working on my stuff in work sometimes. I would just go home, list until 3 a.m. All sorts of stuff.
That's a really good point, and a lot of people don't realize that they have the opportunity. If you have a job where you can go on your phone at work, you have a huge advantage in the reselling game, because there's people that are trying to come up in the game and working the same 40 hours as you, but they can't go on their phone at work, and you can make drafts for eBay, or there's all sorts of stuff you can do. You can shop for your business off of
just
local marketplaces.
Don't get in trouble.
Yeah, don't get in, but you know what I mean? If you work one of those not, jobs that's not demanding a lot of you, and maybe you're not paid very well and you get to use your phone, you could use that time to build your business. You can create drafts at home, or take photos at home and then go to work and draft everything up and list it. You got to take advantage of what you got.
Right.
So, and how long did that take you from when you started till when you started to like get decent money? You said you did 30,000 in the first year, but you said you went to the first place and you didn't do very well. You know, how long did it take you to start really picking up traction?
Yeah, the first time it was actually sad. I went because I didn't even have like data plan. So I went to Lowe's, used their Wi-Fi across the street to like plug it in to see that I would make no money. And I was just like sitting in the bathroom, like, dude, what am I gonna do? And then I went to like my next store. I think I found a pair of used sneakers, like some retro ones, and it was like a $5 flip into like 120. And from there, for me, the minute something works, man, it's like I go all in on it because it
Right,
works. You know,
right,
like it can happen again. It could happen tomorrow. It can happen the next day. It's just how, and that's what I love when you have something that no matter the circumstance, no matter anything, if you just work hard, it'll produce results. That's the kind of business I like. So,
awesome. So, where do you source at primarily?
and for like which category? Like
So, I
just
mean, do you sell mostly retail arbitrage or mostly online arbitrage or about a healthy, even mix, or
so we
where are you
do
playing at?
my day to day is I think the cell phone is such like a huge tool for like online and retail arbitrage. So if you can combine that with like Supreme sneakers while you're at these thrift stores, it just kind of piles up. So day to day for anybody starting, I would say go to your local thrift stores and just have a day there. You know.
Right. But what about for you when your average day right now?
Oh, I wake up, I go, I have like a route to where I'll go to like a bunch of different local Goodwills, Salvation Armies. I got this place called The Thrift Store, which is pretty funny.
That's
Um,
super original name.
like when you type it in, it's just The Thrift Store.
If you
So,
think about it though, it's super optimized. Like some people are they
oh,
have their store
SEO
name and
man,
and it's
because
occupied and it's like, it's like you know, second breath of life, secondhand shop. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
now I'm calling my store the thrift store secondhand shop.
Yeah. That's another, actually, like later on, I want to open a thrift store. Um, that's actually one of my goals for the next year or so. Um,
I've been saying it, man. What Amazon is doing to big box retailers and pushing them out of stores. I mean, not doing it to them, but how Amazon's changing the customer behavior and how that's affecting things, and then how that's affecting realty prices, commercial realty. It's making it possible for like little people like me and you to have a store, but only because we have to build the store in a certain way that's going to work, because it fits that neighborhood or that niche. You know what I mean? Like it has to be
mhm.
cool. You know what I mean? It has to be a destination. You're not just going to jam crap in there. You know what I mean? And
Oh yeah,
then
yeah.
like
It's got to be good stuff. It's got to be, like you said, it's got to have that Starbucks feel. You know, that Starbucks kind of branding to it for sure.
yeah, you got to make people want to go there because nowadays, there's why would I waste my time doing, X, Y, and Z when I could just buy it on Amazon for $3 more and just be
Hmm.
sitting in my underwear at home? What's the point?
Yeah, and that's where we beat Amazon, and that's why eBay and them they need us. I mean, we're picking up their stuff in the grass, this stuff from the 80s, the 90s, and we're bringing it to life. So,
Right,
um,
filling
you
in the
know,
marketplace holes.
we got some power in them too. So,
So, you do a lot of retail arbitrage. You do a lot of used stuff. You do you do like brand new Nikes?
yeah, yeah, oh yeah. So sneakers is I haven't dipped into like the Marshalls and the Ross and the
Are you
TJ
selling sneakers
Maxx.
on Amazon or eBay or StockX or Goat or where are you going?
So StockX, Goat, I would use them all. You know, the more arenas you can fill of different markets, and the thing is, it's the internet, man. Like you just post these shoes on all these different markets. There's no cost. There's no, they take their fee, but they're providing your your customer. So
Right. So are you saying you cross post your shoes to different platforms?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So all cross so StockX is interesting because with them you can sell shoes pretty much instantly. I've never seen. They're a newer company that has been established. M&M's like a big investor in them in Detroit, and they're really interesting because if you have shoes in hand, you can literally check your profit and just click and ship.
Right. Yeah, no, I have yet to sell a pair of shoes on StockX, but it definitely seems very interesting. And it's cool. You can, decide which marketplace works best for you, and what price. Different prices on different marketplaces for different kind of shoes. I think it's funny. I get comments from sneakerheads on my sneaker videos because when I do a big Nike haul, obviously that is a big pull for YouTube and it gets a lot of traffic. It brings a lot of people to my channel. Not that that's necessarily what I'm about. It makes me money and I do it, but it's like it's not kind of fair to the viewer because they can't really go and do that exactly right there. But it gets
Mm,
their attention, so I'm making the videos, whatever. But I
right.
always get these comments from sneakerheads. They're like, "Those ain't gonna sell, man," and for some reason, that's what I think they sound like. Those
But
ain't
they
gonna
will.
sell, man. You know what I mean? Those flights, those aren't gonna sell. Those grade schools, those aren't gonna sell. Like, yeah, right, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, they already sold. I'm like, they're gone already.
Here, let me
Like,
show you real quick.
yeah. You
I'll do
better
it right
believe,
now.
like, if I show and that's another thing people don't realize, like if I show a product in my YouTube video, I've already sold it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not gonna show a product when I'm in stock on a product. It's just not, you gotta mind your P's and Q's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why I like with sneakers, I want to get into what you do, like these outlets and stuff, because I know it works. I got
Right.
people I know who do it religiously, so it's definitely. I don't know. I haven't dipped in yet.
Yeah, yeah. So let's get into it, man, because I want to learn, and even if this is just me learning, everyone else will learn with me. So let's figure this out. I've never purchased anything from Supreme or resold anything, and I want to make some money selling some Supreme stuff. And also, I want to get some of those Gotham screenshots. How do I do this, man?
Uh,
Help me
so
win.
so for Supreme, it's tricky because they are like the fashion brand right now, and it goes in seconds for the products you want. A lot of people in Supreme, they try to do it and they pick up these items that aren't reselling, and you definitely don't want to do that because you can't return it. So you're in the
Right.
hole. But what you want to do is, I think the best thing you can do is there are some bots out there that you can purchase, and you're going to have to go through like Reddit and stuff like that. And even through my podcast, I talk a lot about it and stuff on just where to find, because there's so many different bots. There's Project Destroyer, and some of them are so expensive, but you kind of have to
And
be
when
able
you
to
say
either.
bot, can we explain this for people that don't know what a bot is?
So a bot is how it sounds. It's an automated process of, it automatically sends all your card information and shipping information, and it checks out within, less than a second, basically.
Wow. So it's buying stuff for you and you can tell it kind of what you want.
Yeah. So you plug in settings, and like you told everybody on Instagram, I'm gonna if we can have your person select like 3 people. I want to send them a bot that's been having a lot of success lately. So let's do
Nice.
that too.
A mobile bot, you were saying, right?
Yeah. So all you
Did
do
that
is you.
go ahead?
Oh yeah. So all you do is you set up a profile, plug in your information, and then it's pretty. The bots now, they're. It used to be where it's a command prompt, and I think people think of that.
Yeah, it used to be
Um,
super nerdy.
yeah. So now it's more like it's self-explanatory. You click start, and then you're good to go.
All right, so we're gonna give away Flip. Dylan is gonna give away 3 bots on the show sometime throughout the show. randomly. So right now it is
I
6:17.
mean,
We're
we can
gonna
do a
go.
game or whatever you
Yeah,
want.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll figure it out. But between now and 6:55, 3 will be chosen from the live chat. So you got to hang around, and we'll figure it out. Those are the rules for now. We're still figuring it out. So
All right.
if,
Dope.
if
Dope.
you're if you're listening on the podcast, you played yourself. You should have showed up live Monday night because you missed out. So that's the benefits for being a YouTube viewer. But we still love our podcast listeners. I almost call them viewers.
Maybe I'll add one on just for one pod. I don't know how that would work though.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. We could. I think for some reason I want to go to Twitter. For some reason you got to loop it around.
I don't know. There's always
Yeah,
a
we'll
way.
figure
There's
we'll
always a way.
figure it or we'll figure it out. So either
Us
way,
resellers.
yeah. So yeah, the comments are going pretty crazy. You got to like the video too. You also that's part of the rules. I forgot to mention that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
You if you don't like the video, you don't win. So
right, yeah. So yeah, basically that's 100% true. So basically, yeah, if you can, is it possible to cop, as they like to say,
oh
like from
so
mobile, like without using a bot, or from
yeah
your
yeah yeah
desktop computer without using a bot? Because I hear people saying random stuff because I can just look and read comments. I'm not really in on it, and they're like, "Oh, manual. I'm cooking
yeah
on
yeah yeah yeah.
manual, bro."
So right now Supreme is heavy on manual, and I like it because bots are. It takes out. I mean, it's not the true. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's the true customer, and it is a business, so I do like flipping it. But I think manual is cool because it gives people who aren't super techie a chance, and I like that.
Right.
Um, so what they're doing right now is the reason I'm giving away that mobile bot is because they're trying to push app downloads right now. I'm pretty sure. So I think people are doing really well manual like through the app.
Because they're
So
giving
just
a little bit of preference to those transactions.
yeah, it makes sense. So I think it was a
Right.
smart move on Supreme. They're pushing app downloads. They're
So you're
pushing.
not only using bots, you're also trying to manually cop.
So what I do is right now I'm using a bot. I'm using manual, so like typing, but also if you just go manual through their actual app, a lot of people are getting success through that.
Awesome.
Hmm.
And what type of stuff is technically like some of the best items to buy when they have a drop, or how can you tell what is going to be good? Because like you said, you don't want to cop bricks.
Yeah, so the best stuff to go for is like box logo, big spell outs, accessories. So last week, the only item really worth it was the Hot Wheels toy. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did. I think I saw a completed sale for one that was pretty high.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was an item I actually told a lot of my friends to hold because I could see that just slowly increasing just because of the, I don't know, it's just different. And
Right.
they're not going to come out with something like that. And
Yeah,
uh,
it's like new times. Like Hot Wheels is just so OG American.
yeah, and like a desk piece like that for somebody with money, it's just nice. So,
Yeah.
um, so yeah, stuff like that. This week is the big 25th anniversary. So I remember you messaged me back when that crew neck, the box logo came out.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a box logo, but it's going to have Swarovski crystals all throughout the box logo.
Wow.
So it's
That's
going to
what. Do you know
be.
what the retail is going to be?
It hasn't released yet. I know they're like all the leaks and like the intel's out that it's happening this week. But the retail's not out. The mock-ups aren't out. But it's gonna be it's gonna be a pretty big flip. I would say 800 to 900 profit if I had to guess.
Nice.
Yeah,
And so you're going to be having the bots try and grab those, and then also going to be manually weighting them.
we're gonna be doing everything. Yeah, bots, manual, um, autofills. Uh, yeah, you got to do it all
Awesome.
at the
Awesome.
same time too. So
Yeah, autofill is Chrome extension, and I
yeah,
think that other browsers have it's like built in now. I'm pretty sure. So
you guys should use a filler app for mobile.
fill, filler app for mobile, iOS compatible.
I think it's both. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Hmm.
Cool. All right. So let's move on a little bit. Actually, kind of want to talk a little bit about my first large hype streetwear cop collab with my 18-year-old daughter. This weekend, my daughter was working at Coachella. She was serving coffee at Coachella at the Sunday service church
I
thing
want.
that
How did
Kanye
she
did.
get that job?
She works for a really cool third wave cafe in town, and another really cool cafe that they work with in LA was working at. It's called Minotti's. They were working at in the VIP section at Coachella, and so
Uh,
they just reached out and said they needed some help, and people just like submitted or whatever, and my daughter won or whatever. So she worked. I think she worked 2 split shifts at Coachella, and then got to hang out there basically for 4 days in the VIP section for free. And so she texted me. She was like, "Dad, the owner of the coffee shop just spent a grip on Kanye merch to resell." And she was kind of just telling me, and I was like, "Hey, like light bulb, you know what I mean? Let's buy some, right?"
right.
And so she didn't have a ton of money, and she kind of got scared, but she spent like 850, I think. I got 12 of the t-shirts, and I actually spent about an hour today photographing them and measuring them and everything and getting that eBay listing up because they're actually still available online. I think I don't know if they're sold out or not yet, but they don't ship for 5 weeks, so it's a weird situation. You know what I mean? I don't think it's really too likely that I would lose money, but some sold for 500, some sold for 200, 300, 150 in the last 24 hours, but just super fun, pretty cool. Anxious to
Yeah.
see what it turns out to.
That whole thing got a lot of news too. So it's I think it's good.
I
I
still
know
don't even know like what really went down. Kanye held a
no
sermon.
one knows
Kanye
what
did a
happened.
sermon. Did
Yeah,
Kanye did Kanye
I
deliver
saw
a sermon?
dancing, and I don't. I mean, I love that it was for Easter and stuff, but I don't know what was going on there.
Dude, these shirts too, man. I don't know what material they are, but they are thick and heavy, and they were like a poncho-ish, kind of like a tent, right? Like the base is way wider than the top, and the bottom
Yeah,
rolls up in like a 1980s belly shirt, and like
he's in
they're super heavy. They're crazy.
his stuff sells though. I mean, the shoes have been kind of on a decline, um, but his stuff sells for sure. The one you want to look out for right now, who's like kind of where he was a little bit ago, is Travis Scott.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's crazy, man. All this limited merch that people come out with, and then it's a wild. It's so wild just to think about the world that we live in. You know what I mean?
and it's only gonna get wilder, bro. It's
Right. It's only going to get more and more like cool and limited and weird, like and away from like the normal way that it's going on with.
you can already see it's transitioned from this like everybody at the malls like waiting in line old school,
Right.
mom taking you and stuff like that, to now it's everybody's on their phones doing these weird cues and these launch locators, and it's only good. This is very prehistoric, so
Right.
I'm
Yeah. And
excited.
it's also just really cool that like the power's coming back to the people, so to say, is that like all
Right,
these small people or like people who were small that rose to fame, like YouTube creators
and
or
don't
whatever, they're getting, they get these big brand deals and they push the products, or they even, they make their own companies and push their own products, like some of the makeup guys or whatever. And it's like really successful. And it's just cool to see that it's not how it used to be where it's like big company, let us just whore you out. I'm sure they're getting a huge chunk, you know
yeah,
what I mean, compared to if you were to
well
compare it to like what they paid Cindy Crawford for some stuff back in the day compared to like what Jeffree Star's getting, you know what I mean, or James Charles. It probably is like way more insane.
man, those James Charles palettes, those were oh, that ching
I just got
ching.
a double cha-ching,
I was
cha-ching
about
alert.
I was about to say like big money and it cha-chinged. That's so awesome.
Cha-ching alert. When you get a cha-ching alert on the live show, it's a good day.
Yeah.
We really do this shit, guys. It's for real.
But yeah, no more. I mean, backdooring still exists, but a lot of it they can't control anymore, which is good.
Right.
So,
What's some of your one or two of your most interesting recent flips or more
um,
profitable ones?
As far as like sneakers,
Yeah, like not of like new stuff like gear, Supreme, Streetwear, something that was purchased using a bot or online.
okay, so the Jordan 1 Unions, those came out a little bit ago, but we were all going after those, and the retail was like I think 190, and those things were topping like 1,000. Um, so that was a really good one. The Supreme crew neck box logo is always good. Um, Trying to think, the James Charles palettes, those were insane money. Um, but weirdly, I mean, my day-to-day thrift game is where I make most of my money.
Yep.
So
Yep. That's where the margins are, people. Surprise.
the meaty margins. You gotta say that for me.
Yeah. The meaty margins. Some people say meth margins, but either way, you're not gonna. I mean,
Whatever does it for you.
dollar wise, usually for like brand new flips, you're probably making more dollars per item on average. But it's the used stuff that you get for $1 that you turn that at $1 into $11. And you do that, hundreds of times a month. That's what's really growing your capital. Or maybe your selling point's a little higher or whatever, but people always get caught up on the big wins and people aren't going to show you their day-to-day 10, 12, $15 sales, you know what I mean? But really, at least in my
Those
opinion,
are
I think that's what really keeps your business going.
Yeah, and I haven't even fully dipped into like Amazon FBA. So I've really just been working on all these different pieces. I think you need to like Amazon merch is something I'm interested in, but I don't know how that's doing anymore.
It's doing pretty well actually.
Yeah.
Along with also do Etsy, so print on demand, and I just have a general store on Etsy, so it's just I throw everything in there, no rhyme or reason to it.
Hmm.
So definitely could be more optimized if I had several different stores and I branded it out and promoted it on Instagram and drove traffic or whatever. But it does well with as a general store with organic traffic, and
Hmm.
it's kind of just a numbers game. How many listings do you have? Posted, and then merch is also a similar. There's a lot more competition on merch. There's also a lot more buyers, but the key, besides having good designs, is your research. So, like finding a design that has a lot of, or a phrase that people are wanting to buy, that has a lot of demand, but also has a lot of competition, is not as good as finding something that has, not too much demand, but almost no competition. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like when you search something, does it have, 1,200 results or 5,000, or does it just have like 80? You know what I mean? Because if
And
there's
isn't
80,
it
you could make 10 or 15 designs and kind of try and dominate, that keyword.
well on Amazon merch too, I know there's a tier system that unlocks like different amounts of designs you can do. Is that right?
Yes. So you start out in the lower tier. I believe it's tier 10. And when you sell those 10 shirts, then you go to tier 20 or 25, 5 or 10. I don't know. I'm not exactly. It's been a while. I'm in the 4,000 tier. So,
Whew.
um,
Okay.
but yeah, you just have to go up. You can buy your way out of the first couple ones if you like.
Hmm.
A lot of people also do a local merch thing where they, maybe their kid's school needs shirts, and so they go, "Oh, I have a t-shirt company," and then they
I
run
got
it
a
through
buddy.
through their thing, and that will tear you up pretty fast.
Yeah, he does we're in Jacksonville, so we have the Jaguars and he does like the catchy little t-shirts and sells those.
Nice. So let's go over some of the Nike stuff. Like, what are some tips for copying Nikes through the Nike app, or is it the sneaker app, or how do we do this?
So with that, whenever you see them, you want to make sure that you want to check stock levels, you want to check prices, you want to see what it's looking like on resale, and stuff like that. But a lot of it's just you got to know the market, you got to know the style. The sneakers have a lot to them as far as like the OG ones, stuff like that. You just need to know what kind of sneaker, have a little bit of, I would say just browse your like sneakernews.com. That's a really good website. to get some stuff and just kind of go from there.
Awesome. But so are you saying there's no real strategy to being able to like successfully cop the shoes for, because I've tried several times and it's just like as soon as I'm up, at least, a half hour before it drops and I'm paying attention and it's not okay, boom, it's live. And as soon as I, boom, it's gone. Like in one day.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
mean,
pretty much over, and I just get continually dusted like the 4 or 5 times I've tried. And so, what can you do to increase the chance that you don't get dusted like that?
a lot of it now it's actually randomized, so it's not like you have more chances. It's more just on luck. You can get family members to kind of help you out with their phones, like stuff like that.
Okay, so you could have like a team of people helping you with multiple phones.
Yeah, stuff like that.
NYC Solid came with the solid advice. He said, "Press quicker." Appreciate you,
Well,
bro. That's
even
a
that now,
solid
it's
advice. No wonder they call you NYC Solid. You got such solid advice.
but yeah, a lot of sneaker boutiques locally. You want to be in contact with them, stuff like that.
Awesome. And do you sell mostly on eBay or Amazon or Poshmark or what? Where's your bread and butter at nowadays?
I do everything, man. eBay, Amazon, Poshmark, Mercari, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace. They all have shipping options now. So,
I did not
and
know that Facebook added shipping options.
yeah, they
Oh
do
wow.
too.
And you
Hmm.
can do payment through their platform or what?
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
bamboozle.
So it's so it's so early still, is
Right.
why I get really motivated for like
Do
these
you know real
people.
quick, you got me all excited. Is there like a way to upload inventory to Facebook Marketplace like with a spreadsheet? Like a
Uh,
batch mode?
that's something you would know, not me.
Man.
I'm I
All
like
right,
to
all right.
just,
You're excited because it's so early. It's so early in the game.
yeah. I mean, just from where I started, man. At this point, it's just I want anybody listening to, if you have a part-time job, if you have a full-time job, if you have thrift stores, if you have $20, $100, like just eat shit and get stuff and sell it online. Like it's still really early, and I don't know. I think it'll always be around, but the competition will go up, and I just think it's a good time to eat. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Philip Gooden says Facebook is the new frontier.
Oh, and Instagram just made some stuff. I know they've always had like the little shop buttons for like
Right,
certain brands,
right.
but I could see them adding something for everybody. I would think.
Hmm. Yeah, no, they should. I've been trying to get that worked out for months. Literally
Yeah.
for months. I don't know if you're watching this Instagram or Facebook, Mr. Zuckerberg, if you could do anything, push my account through because not only can I not get the shop to work, I still don't have music on
I don't
my
know about
Instagram story or the function to be able to answer the damn questions, the cute little question boxes all you guys be doing on your live stories. I can't do that shit. So come on, Mark, help me out.
I don't even have swipe ups, so I'm out of luck. But
Some Corey Perkins apparently wants me to ask you about. He says Project Destroyer is garbage. Ask Flip about the sock fiasco with Supreme a few weeks back.
sock fiasco. I don't
No,
know. I don't
I
know.
don't know. I'm gonna assume like some bot made everyone buy a bunch of socks.
I know a lot of local New York flippers. What they do on week one of Supreme, which is really smart. If you live in like metro areas like New York City, I would say even Los Angeles, they buy all the duffel bags and the fanny packs and the shoulder bags, the ones you see in the pictures, like strapped across their chest.
Yep.
Those actually sit for a good 30 minutes, which is a long time. And they get like all of them. They just stock up, and they'll go to these schools and everything, and they'll sell them like what we used to do with like candy and stuff. So
Crazy.
yeah,
Awesome. What's your favorite marketplace?
probably eBay. eBay and StockX.
That's strange. A lot of people actually dislike eBay. A lot of people see eBay as like, the old timer, the slow to update, behind times. You always you see people like, well, I'm done with eBay. You know what I mean? Like I'm
I'm
moving
not.
on.
I don't really think like that, man. I think they give us so much opportunity. I mean, they've made me a ton of money, so
Amen. I
I
started
can
on eBay.
I can micro complain about them, but I'm not. Yeah, they're doing us all a pretty big favor because I mean I could go door to door, but this is millions global shipping. Like what?
Yeah. Speaking of eBay, tomorrow there is a Bay Area meetup hosted by Daily Refinement,
Hmm.
Chris Lynn. So that's going to be 4 to 6:30 p.m. at the San Pedro Market in San Jose. Prince Patel is visiting, so if you guys know who that is, this is going to be pretty cool. Prince is a huge eBay seller. Chris is a pretty big eBay seller and a YouTuber as well. I think Prince has a YouTube channel also. But after the 6:30, there's going to be 7 to 9 eBay headquarters to learn about Seller Hub. So yes, if you're in the area, come check it out. I'm going to try my best to make it out to the meetup tomorrow, even though Chris didn't invite me because he's a sucker. But I see your Instagram story post, so I'm going to show up. So if you guys could show up, come through, have a good time. Should be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Perks of living by eBay, you can just go roll over to eBay campus.
Have you been
Even
there?
Yeah, I've been there several times. That's funny because I barely sell on eBay and people, think of me as the Amazon guy. And then I roll up and they give me like the VIP treatment. I get the VIP badge. They have a really cool little bar on eBay campus, and I believe every employee gets 2 beers after every shift each day for free. And they
That's
got
tight.
pool tables in there. So once you get your VIP pass, you get your 2 beers too, which is pretty sick. And then
What kind of beer?
they actually have good beer there. So they have Voodoo Ranger IPA, which
Oh,
is
there we go.
pretty
Okay.
awesome. And then beer check. But there's this crazy, like on the back wall by the fireplace, there's like this little silver squirrel or something, and you like twist it to the side and move it, and then the wall panel, you push it and it turns and opens around, and then there's a secret little chill spot with another little couch and stuff. Like it's pretty crunk, man. eBay's doing it right, at least on the main
I
campus.
when I hear bad stuff about them, I don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I think the platform is just a little outdated, but it just works, right? So it's like I was shopping on eBay, because I bought some Adidas, I got them for like $50 instead of paying 80 on Amazon or 80 at the local store.
Right.
And but I was just scrolling eBay and I was like, wait a minute, like this kind of looks like pretty much how the internet looked in 1996. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
the
yeah, it's
the eBay feed, and when you're scrolling and stuff, it's really mechanical. It's really utilitarian. It's not like
it's
beautiful.
functional.
It's
You
fully
know.
functional, which I think is why it's lasted so long.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I was just thinking, I was like, wow, this thing, it gets by, with simple. Like if it was a person, they were just, the simply dressed. It works.
I sometimes when I'm helping out like friends and family like buy stuff for the house, I cringe a little bit at like some of the prices because I'm like, no, like use Ebates, use a cashback card, use
Gift
uh, the
cards.
the Honey app, price match, go to eBay, and they're like,
Yep.
oh, some of them are still like, oh, it might be fake, and I'm like, come on now, no one's gonna fake a KitchenAid mixer like brand new
Yeah.
in box. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. No, it's legit. Like there's just certain items, at least, I mean, everyone's different, but for me, if the spread is big enough, I'm gonna look. If it's not big enough, I probably won't be too concerned, especially with some items, you really want to make sure you get it, like highly counterfeited items, you want to get it
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah,
from
yeah.
ships and sold from Amazon or from the supplier directly, so you're gonna have to pay for that, or you want the warranty, or um I don't know. Sometimes
Yeah.
I like just buying high quality new stuff because when you need to get rid of it, a year or two later, you're still going to be able to get like 60 to 70% of the money back, as long as it's not like a video camera, right?
Yeah,
So,
there's still emotion to it, like going into the retail store, and
oh
that's why I
yeah.
think Black Friday and all that. I don't think that'll ever go away. I think it'll just get smaller.
Yeah,
Uh,
no. Speaking of buying cameras and going to retail stores, I'm going to go to Best Buy here in the next couple days, maybe even today, and I'm going to pick up a 360 camera. I want to see if I can create some reselling footage
what?
using the GoPro Fusion 360 camera.
There's a GoPro called the 360.
No, it's called the Fusion, the GoPro Fusion. They're like 400 or 500 bucks or something. But it does a 360 shot, so it's really cool.
Oh
But
man,
you got to go look at the videos. Like when you're holding it with the pole kind of disappears. So the thought is that I could use it to create shots that look like someone else is filming me, even though it's just me
that's what
filming
I
me.
want. Yeah, that's what I was telling you. I just bought a GoPro and I'm gonna stick it in like a Supreme fanny pack, but because
Right? Yeah, yeah,
I want the natural. I don't want somebody following with a camera. I don't know. I like
yeah, yeah.
the so,
Yeah, no,
but
100%. I got you. No,
I've
I like all that. It's like the thing is, it's just like it's all about how what would work. So I'd do both. You know what I mean? I'd do the point of view thing, and then also do the other shot. Which
I'm waiting on
requires
these.
you to set up the other camera and walk by.
Some glasses would be dope, actually.
Dude, get some spectacles. They have ones like that don't look like this anymore. They have a more like a loke shape.
Are those Snapchat?
Yeah, so these are Snapchat ones. I think they're like 140 or something, maybe less,
They're
maybe
sold
only
out though,
100.
right?
No, I believe you can get them on their website now, and they redesigned them too. So there's this one. There's one that's like for girls. It's all big and cat eye e, and then there is like a loked out style, which is like kind of squarish and flatter and more.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty clean.
had me thinking if those sold out. I mean, they might have went up in price, brother.
Oh no, man, you're gonna trip out. I made a video about it when they were coming out. The Snapchat spectacles. That was probably one of the last time I did any hype stuff, but they were, I believe, 120 at the machine or something.
Hmm.
And their release was they dropped this vending machine that was a yellow thing. Yeah, yeah. And they
Yeah.
just randomly did it and they didn't tell anyone. And there
Did
was a
they sell out?
timer. And that, yeah, every single time for like weeks, they would just drop a machine at once a week in different places. The timer would go off and then it would show you where it was on the map and people would go crazy. Then the machines would sell out and then they would go for more online. And so I think I got like 6 pairs. I don't know. I made a video, so it's on my
Did you
YouTube
flip them?
channel. Yes, I did. So I kept a pair. My business partner got a pair. I sold 2 pairs to a friend for like, I think half. I still doubled my money on those pairs, but that was like me giving him a really good deal because I could have
Yeah.
quadrupled my money. And then
Yeah.
I sold the rest for like 500 or 700 bucks a pair. But
Are
the
you
crazy,
serious?
yeah, the crazy story is my buddy John Reuter, who I recently got in contact with, and I'm going to get him on the show for a podcast. He
Hmm.
lives in Vegas, and they dropped a location near him, right? Because I had everyone paying attention, and he was like,
How,
"Dude, it's by
how
me,"
are
and
they? Sorry, how are they doing it?
they just had a website called like on Snap on spectacles.com. The only thing that was there was a countdown, and then the countdown would end and it would be replaced with a map showing you where it was at.
Were people like, how were you getting there?
You would
Like,
just go there as soon as you saw it on the map. You would just go, and it wouldn't show you an address. It would just be like a very like kind of crappy map to where like you'd get close and you'd have to start asking like, "Where is it? Where's this yellow
and
thing?"
you would just put your card in it.
There was an attendant there when you got there, and they were
Oh, okay,
refilling
okay,
the
okay.
machine all day long, but they only had 1 day's worth. And so some were more attended, and they were like, "Oh, you can only get 2 pairs." And the machine was only letting you get 2 pairs per card physically. So some machines were less monitored. And so, like, for example, I had my 3 family members, so we each got two
There it
pairs.
is.
But some people were like, oh, I just, I lotteried through all my credit cards and I got 10 credit cards, 2 per each pair, one person, 20 pairs.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is the story, and I can't wait to share this with you. And I'm just going to briefly summarize it. My buddy John wakes up, the timer goes off. He looks at it. Boom, it's right near him in Vegas. So he starts driving towards where it is approximately. Then he realizes that he can't actually get to where it's at because it's in the Grand Canyon. So then he
What?
drives to the airport, right? I think Vegas is, if this makes sense, I don't know. Anyway, so then he drives to the airport and he starts asking questions and finds out, oh yeah, this helicopter company. They're like, oh yeah, we dropped it in the Grand Canyon or whatever for
So
the.
you had to buy to get in there.
So no, so he paid like however many $100 to take a helicopter into the Grand Canyon.
Wait,
And
hold on.
I'm telling you.
What is his profit margin at this point?
So I don't remember exactly, but this is the funniest part is that so he's in a helicopter and he's in there with a bunch of Asian tourists and they don't speak any English and he's all excited and he's trying to explain to them like what he's about to do, you know, and like how they can make a lot of money too if they would just go and buy some of these things. He's just trying to spread some butter on everyone's
Yeah.
toast, you know what I mean?
It's a good story,
And
too.
then he gets out of the helicopter after the thing lands and they just walk right by the machine and just go off on their merry way. And he's like, it's like, oh, there's the machine in the middle of nowhere. And he
that
just
sums
goes and
up.
and he goes and gets like 8 or 10 pairs or something before the attendant like goes, oh, wait, what are you doing? You know, and then boom, helicopter back. And I think he was really smart. He flipped them, like he undercut and sold them all for 500 within like a couple of days.
Man.
But man, it's so, I got to have him tell the story, but
That's
it is,
like,
you know, it's like, it's got to be one of the best flip stories of all
sounds
time.
like under, I don't know, that's like secret agent stuff. Like,
it's crazy though, right? Like that's the world we live in.
oh yeah, and I forget what I was about to say, but the whole thing where he told the people and they walk right by, that's
Right.
the story of reselling. It's a hustle. Like the people this is meant for are the people who are willing to do this. You know, it's just different people.
Right. Shout out to Brian Lai for the $5 super chat. As you guys know, all super chats will be used for the finest microbrewery IPAs. These are just facts, Dylan. It's just facts, man.
You got like a big fridge in the back just filled with them.
Oh, they're gone, but you know when it needs to be filled, it's courtesy of super chat. So, he says, just got a lot of stuff from Target. Have not shipped anything to Amazon yet. Any tips on how and boxes? So, based on your question, you kind of are jumping the gun, but I like your style. Just make sure you understand the process before you focus on the profit. So, before you go and do what you did right now, I recommend that you try and make money on Amazon or send some stuff in from inventory that's in your house, stuff that you already have, stuff you don't care about, you know, stuff that didn't cost you any money because you're going to make mistakes. You actually have to make mistakes. That's how you're going to learn. And I want you to make them as cheap as possible. So, otherwise, it sounds like you already did buy some stuff. So just be really careful. Make sure you scan everything with the Amazon seller app to see if you can or can't actually sell it. Make sure you get your
return it, right?
Right, you could return it for sure. Make sure you get your boxes as close to 50 pounds as possible if you're shipping into FBA. That way you get the best inbound shipping rate, closer to 25 cents a pound versus 50. But otherwise, you should just follow the instructions in the shipment creation workflow. And a lot of people don't know, but Amazon themselves have a bunch of training videos and guides. I believe it's called Seller University or something for Amazon. So just as well as the Amazon seller forums, there's a ton of free information in there. You can figure it out. So I kind of don't even want to tell people like how to make a shipment because like it tells you how to make it on the pages when you're doing it. So like if you can't figure that out, if I tell you how to do it, you know what I mean? Like
I heard you say something that was like really good. I don't know if it was a video or a stream, but you said I don't like telling people what to do. But like more have them try it and kind of like trip a few times, and I like that.
Right, yeah, because it's like, look, I would rather than being the guy that showed you exactly how to do it, because for one, those videos are just super boring to make for me.
I've never learned that way. You know?
Yeah, I just want to inspire you and let you know it's real and give you a little bit of the technical stuff and show you behind the curtain and just know that it's real. You believe me, you trust me. Now go and do it because it works. You know what I mean? Like it's like as if you you know, if you grew up with this kid and you guys were in the same neighborhood in the same circumstances and you guys maybe you parted ways or maybe you didn't, whatever, and this kid worked his butt off and made it to the NFL, which I know someone like that. Shout out Dwight Lowry.
Hey.
That is, you know, it's real. You see that. You're like, wow, that guy was like me and he came from my hood and he made it so I can make it. Because that's the reality of it. Like if anybody that's remotely similar to you has done it, you can do it too. But not unless you actually do it, which sounds really cliche. You can do it, but only if you do it. You know, which is I'm using the word do it in two ways. You have the possibility to do it, but it's not going to happen if you don't put it into action.
For real.
And a lot of people they want to know every single thing. If it's 10 steps, they want 1 through 10, and they want 1.5 and 2.5 and
It's not
3.5.
that simple, unfortunately.
And if it was, it wouldn't be profitable because everybody and their mama would be doing it.
Yeah.
There has to be some risk in it somewhere for it to be worth doing, right?
Yeah.
This is why it's like rollerblading. It's very, very easy. That's why it's not very fruitful. You know what I mean? Like
You learn by like just keep cooking, and
exactly.
this isn't mathematics. This isn't like I sucked at math, but something about just the practicality of this business. It's you just keep cooking.
You get burned a few times when you're cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah, but I mean you're spending dollars versus student loans. So
Oh yeah,
um,
huge. That's huge, huge, huge difference of perspective there, man. So yeah, it's just crazy, man. Like my daughter recently told me that she, doesn't want to continue going to college or wasn't interested in it, or maybe she's just too stressed out right now or whatever, working in full spread college. And like, I don't know, a couple years ago I might have reacted differently, but nowadays, like my legit
it's just
reaction was
different.
like I don't even really care. Like what I would care is that you don't go to college and then you just sack of potatoes your life away. You know what I mean? But
Well,
if you
what
don't
happened?
go to college because you're like ready to shine and do your thing, then cool, do your thing. Like
Hmm.
you don't need to wait. You don't need permission to do your thing anymore. Like society will recognize you if you're good enough. All you have to do is just really do your thing.
And that's the unlock. And like I said, I've bought my home, I've been married. Like at this point it's all cash. Like I don't care, I want other people to experience. Like I know it's like what is it, like a come up story, but I lived in my car, man. Like I was trying some crazy shit, like just didn't know what to do. Like my wife's dad was like, are you ready for this kind of stuff? And I wasn't doing anything. But once you just put your head down, eat shit, and just practical, going to stores, like just try, and I guarantee good things will happen. You know, Who-
Definitely.
and who's going to tell you if you work your tail off? Like, no one's going to say anything like you didn't try. That's
Right. And
so.
I think one of the best things about it is that like buying and selling stuff is just one of the like amazing, beautiful opportunities that people have to make money because of the internet.
Hmm.
I think it's probably one of the best and most simple ways for almost all people. It's most accessible, and you can build a little bit of money, or you can build an empire. And from there, you can do whatever you want. Anything you want to do. You know what I mean?
It opens
Nowadays,
up
there's
things.
nobody
Yeah.
stop. Yeah, once you get enough money to get a little more comfortable, to control your lifestyle better, to do what you want to do, to focus, to be able maybe have a trainer, or to take art classes, or do whatever you need to do, get that video
Yep.
camera you want, or take that trip to be a travel vlogger or whatever, you know what I mean? um, that's where the magic starts happening, man, because it's not 1920, right? You don't have to live your life the way people did when it was 1920, which was, wake up, the bell goes off, you go to work, the bell goes off, you go home, you eat dinner, you know what
And
I mean?
if we want to translate this, I have a good buddy, Joe Anderson. I think he was on Gary Vaynerchuk. He was the Jets guy who was outside the stadium with the sign, and he just didn't work out through the traditional like sports recruiting, but he was on social media with that sign, saying like we'll run routes for food or whatever. It went viral. He played for the Jets. Shit is you make it happen, man.
It's insane. You never know what could happen, or who could see you, or who could put you
I'll
on,
tell you
right? It's
what.
so
I'll tell you what.
insane.
I think we do know what will happen if you go outside with a sign in front of a bunch of people and tell them you're willing to do some sort. I mean, not don't be homeless. Hold on, don't be homeless, and don't, But if you're willing to work on a craft that much, I mean, you're going to be successful. So,
Yep. Yeah, definitely. So we got to wrap it up, guys, but we blew it on the giveaway. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the giveaway in the chat. So after the video ends, we're going to pick one person from the live chat who is going to win. So if you were here during the live show, we'll pick one of you guys at random, and you're gonna get the bot. The other two are gonna come from comments after the live video. Just comment down below anything that you liked from this episode or anything that you learned. And make sure you subscribe to me, like the video, follow Flip Flip on Instagram, subscribe to his podcast, and we'll pick two more out of that. So commenting on live won't help. It'll be on the after the video. But real quick, in closing, man, I just want to thank you for being on the show, and I wanted to ask you, just I ask everybody this question, but like, what does the internet mean to you, and like the ability to be able to shape your life around what you want using the internet?
Oh man, it's done everything for me. You know, um, I've like I said, I've gone from just not having. I didn't know where I was going, and then I found it, and it makes me happy now. I get to help people. That's the biggest thing, like change people's lives. So I don't know if that answered your question, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's serious. You got it. You're happy. You got a sense of fulfillment, and you're able to make the world a better place, help some people, which is really great. I think those are three things that almost anybody would like to have, and that's kind of what I like to share with people on my channel. Not necessarily how to get rich and get that Lamborghini money, but
Yeah, none of that.
how to have a rich lifestyle and be in control of your life and get what you want out of life, because we all have the ability to architect this life that exists around us. And I know some people don't, but I want to show them, incontrovertible proof, that you can. And that's what, I love having everybody on here for.
Yeah. Yep.
So we got something we say around here when it's time to go. You know what that is, man?
If you're not flipping, you're sipping. Or
if you
what?
ain't flipping,
You're
you
shitting.
slipping. You
Oh,
slipping.
slipping. You're slipping.
You
Definitely.
slipping. Flip is slipping. It's all good though. We still appreciate you. Thanks for coming on the show tonight, man.
Yeah, man.
Always show our guest some love, guys. Head over to his podcast. That is the Flip podcast. If you're listening, it should be in the show notes. So press that button and go and click on some links or something, and you'll figure it out. It's also in the YouTube description. If you're watching this, follow him on Instagram. Make sure you follow his Instagram story. Put some good content on his story. And if you're new to Amazon, if this whole thing made no sense to you, please go to my website, resells.com, and grab a copy of my free Amazon course. It will take you about 2 to 4 hours to go through, and that will get you in the game. Otherwise, peace and blessings, and I'll see you guys next Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Reezy Talks.
Get to
Peace
work.
out. Get to work.